Welcome to the LinkedIn Premium training session. My name is Joe Applebaum. This is an EviAI training session where we teach you how to use LinkedIn effectively. The main question I have for everybody here today is, what are your goals for LinkedIn? So when it comes to being successful on LinkedIn, most people, they don't really have clear, defined goals specifically around LinkedIn, let alone for their business. So I always tell people to be successful on LinkedIn, you need to have goals. You need to understand what you're going to achieve. So if I log into EviAI right over here, I can see exactly how many comments I left. You see that? I can see exactly how many comments I left. But on the Learning Hub, if I click on Quick Links and I go to link number 11, I'll be able to see my LinkedIn dashboard. Have you guys looked at your LinkedIn dashboard recently? So LinkedIn dashboard is a great place for you to determine if you're doing well on LinkedIn. They have something called the weekly activity tracker here. So my goal is to leave at least 100 comments every single week. So if I go here and I don't have 100 comments for the week, I know that I'm not doing well. If there's 50 weeks, that's 5,000 comments a year. Do you get what I'm saying? So I want you to set a goal for how many comments you're going to be leaving per week as a cadence, because the more comments you leave, the more exposure you get. So 100 comments per week, that's about 20 a day, 5 days a week. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So it's not a ton of comments that you're leaving, but if you're strategically leaving comments, that's a very powerful thing to do. The other thing is, if you're not posting once a day, you're missing out on an opportunity for people to learn about you. So I recommend posting at least once a day. Over the course of the year, that would be 365 times for the year. So how many times did I post in the past year? So if you go over here, you want to see your post impressions, you could look at the past 365 days, and you can see which posts did the best in the past 365 days in terms of impressions. And as you can see, I got 3.7 million impressions over the past year. Do you see that? The first week of the year, my account was banned because I had a thing go viral at the end of December. And so LinkedIn got an attack and banned my account. So as you can see, I had very little impressions at the end of the year. But when they reopened my account, all of a sudden I started getting millions of impressions. You see that? And it got me all the way up to 3.7 million impressions over the course of the year. So what I would suggest for you guys is to analyze your content from the previous year to figure out which content did the best, and ask yourself, can I repurpose this content for next year? If there was only one topic that you can talk about on LinkedIn, what would that topic be? What's the most important thing that you want to talk about in 2026? Do you have your content pillars set up correctly? So I posted this 2 years ago. You see this post over here? I posted this 2 years ago. It's a video. It got 2,600 reposts. So what I do is every once in a while, I just hit repost. Why? Because LinkedIn will go back and take a look at my posts, and it will notice that my recent post over here has 13,000 likes, and it's my post. Do you see that? So I'll take a popular post every once in a while and hit repost to bring it back into the feed. To bring it right back into the feed. And that is a very powerful thing to do. Do you ever repost your own content? Most people don't repost their own content. If you have something that's particularly popular, I recommend reposting it. Here's another thing that I have an event on January 12th. So this event over here, I was invited to speak at it. So I'm going to go ahead and accept. And this is called a LinkedIn event. I'll share it in the chat with you guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second so you guys can actually comment on that post for a moment. So take a moment, register for the event. It's an event on January 12th. It's a New Year's resolution party. It's essentially a posting party, but we're all going to share our New Year's resolutions and what we're trying to do to be successful on LinkedIn. When it comes to teaching our clients strategy, a lot of people, they don't have a proper strategy. So part of your LinkedIn goals is one of the components within a strategy for LinkedIn. Remember, there are 3 P's in the strategy that we teach, which is the plan, the people, and the promise. We're actually going to be redoing the Evergreen networking system in 2026. That's one of my goals, is to redo our Evergreen networking system and make it even better than it currently is. That's our $10,000 training package, where we teach people how to go from a lurker to an influencer in just 15 minutes a day. There's 3 steps. And there's the first step is branding yourself. What's your strategy? Then there's building your assets. And then there's booming, which is about taking the right actions every day. Because if you want results from LinkedIn, you have to be doing the right actions. But they have to be strategic. That means they have to be based on a strategy. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So in the chat, let me know, do you have a strategy or do you need a strategy? If you had a strategy, say, have a strategy. I know exactly what my strategy. You have your plan, your people, and your promise. You have it nailed down. It works perfectly. You know what you're doing. Now it's about telling stories, optimizing your profile, using the right technology. And then you want to get exposure, credibility, and book meetings. Those are the things that you want to do. That's my framework for being successful on LinkedIn. I've been teaching this for over a decade. I've trained over 1,000 companies and their employees. And I even train LinkedIn employees on how to go through this process. So if you don't have a strategy, we meet every month for 2 hours, and we hold your hand through the process of making sure that you actually have a strategy for LinkedIn. If you need a strategy, no problem. We're happy to help you. Jim Banks, we're happy to help you with a strategy. Lane, we're happy to help you with a strategy. If your old one is outdated, we can send you a framework that you can fill out to get it up to date. That's what it's about. It's about just filling out a framework. Figuring out your business plan, your marketing plan, and your LinkedIn plan. That's what goes into the plan. When it comes to the people, figuring out how many people you're going to be connected to. I'll give you an example. How many connections do you have right now? I was just speaking to somebody who has 11,000 connections on LinkedIn, and he confessed that most of his connections he doesn't know. But I don't think he knows how many of those he does know because he hasn't done the work that many of us have done, which is create a dashboard with your connections and go through my recognize, strategize, and prioritize process to identify the low-hanging fruit within your relationships. Because let me ask you a question. Do you have 150 people inside your LinkedIn connections that you know well? That you've known for years? That you haven't reached out to in 2025? You haven't even looked at their profile? So maybe as part of your goals for 2026 is go deeper with 150 people that I know well. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe have a little more intention in 2026 and find out who those people are that you recognize, that are strategic for your business, and that you could prioritize to set up a meeting in Q1 or Q2 of 2026 and figure out where the opportunity is for both of you. What is a center of influence? A center of influence is someone who's in the position to refer business to you. If you don't have at least a dozen centers of influence that refer business to you on a regular basis, then you probably haven't done the work to set up those centers of influence and have an agreement with them. Do you guys know what an agreement is? Yesterday in the Goal Setting Masterclass, we learned about agreements. And we uncovered what is an agreement and how does an agreement work and what are the agreements that we have with ourselves and with other people and so on. If you connect with a center of influence and they're committed to refer you a person every month or every quarter or every year, you guys have an agreement. You have a working together. They're going to look out for you and you're going to look out for them. Do you guys have a proactive agreement with some of your connections or do you need to create it, right? Need agreement or have agreements in the chat. Like a networking agreement with people that you guys are going to be there for each other. And so I highly recommend making your list of a dozen. It doesn't have to be 1 million people. But if you had a dozen people, even within our community, you can find that dozen. We have 1,500 people in our community. And look, we're doing this event right now, and we have dozens and dozens and dozens of you that showed up to this event, which is amazing. But it is right before New Year's, and people are on vacation, so it's hard to get a crowd to come. But look, you guys showed up. That's amazing. So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about what would that agreement look like? So let me tell you what it should include. Number one is that if they see your content, they comment on it. Is that fair? Is that a fair request? If you see my content, you comment on it. That's number one. Second part of the agreement is you will look at my profile once a week for the next 90 days. Put it on your calendar if you want. Look at my profile. Just see what I'm up to. Fair request? Don't spend more than 5 minutes on it, but at least look at what I'm up to. Look at my recent posts, read a few posts, like it, comment on it. Just know that I exist. Be in my world. Another agreement is once a year, review my business networking one sheet. Let's have an agreement that we each read each other's one sheets and that we get to know what our priorities are, who our ideal clients are. And by the way, if you need a one sheet, say I need a one sheet in the chat. If you don't have a one sheet, I highly recommend getting one ASAP. If you need one, just say I need one. Be more than happy to help you get one. Lane said she needs one. Lane, we meet every single day in office hours, and we help you create your one sheet during office. So today at 7 p.m. Eastern, come to office hours. We'll help you build a one sheet. If you don't have a one sheet, we have all the frameworks for all EVAI Pro members on how to create a one sheet. And the other agreement is if I call you, call me back. You know, that's a fair agreement. If I email you, email me back. Try, at least try, make an effort. Make an effort that if you see my WhatsApp, you reply to me. Be responsive. I'm not trying to annoy you and call you and add you to lists every single day, but if I need something from you, I want you to be there for me because I'm committed to being there for you. Most of your people on LinkedIn, you don't have a relationship with them and you never made an agreement. So the agreement is I message you, you ignore me. That's the agreement. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you're intentional with a few people, say a dozen, that's a powerful thing to have. Say 150, where you have this conversation and you have a contract with them. When I say a contract, that doesn't mean they have to sign an NDA, but you have an understanding. You know, if you've ever been in a relationship that didn't work out, you know what it means not to have an understanding, right? Been there, done that in the chat. Been there, done that. If you've ever been in a relationship where you didn't have an understanding for a period of time, Greg's like me. Been there, done that. That's crazy, right? They say if you don't have an agreement, the state has an agreement for you. I learned that through the divorce process. If you don't have a will, there's a will for you. If you don't have a company agreement, a corporate agreement, the government has a corporate agreement for you. So that's the idea. The idea is you need to be in agreement both with yourself and with other people. And if you can get there on LinkedIn, you'll have much more integrity. And where there's integrity, there's power. Integrity is a powerful word that's very often misunderstood. It's about keeping your word. So what agreement do you have with yourself, and what are you going to do? What are the actions you need to do? Because results come from actions. So when I'm setting my goals for the year, I want to know how many introductions I'm going to proactively make for people in my network. I'll give you an example. I'm going on a cruise in January. There's going to be 400 entrepreneurs on the cruise. And if you guys want to come with me we're sold out for this January. If you want to come with me next January, write cruise in the chat. I'll send you details about the cruise. There's going to be 400 other people. There's going to be 4,000 people on the ship plus 2,000 staff. But there's going to be 400 of us are entrepreneurs, and we're going to network for 8 days and build relationships and get to know each other. Not selling stuff to each other, but building real friendships on the ship. And out of those 400 people, 40 of them are my current clients. Most of them came from the last time I was on the ship. And I knew nobody when I walked on the ship. I walked out with 100 friends. 40 of them became clients. Now, the crazy thing is that my goal for January for that ship is to build 100 relationships, both 60% with people that I already know that are going, 40% with new people, right? It's a 60-40. And so I'm going to have 40 new people that I meet that I never knew before, that I never met before, that are brand new. Many of them I already had a conversation with because I saw that they're going to the ship, and I started building a relationship, and I started starting the relationship before the ship. And many of them, I already know them. We see each other constantly. They're in my meetings. You see them. I bring them up when they're in the meeting, and I mention their name, and they're here, and I see them. So my goal is to take 100 selfies, like the one I did with Arlene in New York City, take 100 selfies with 100 new relationships on the ship. But not only that, I'm also going to make at least 3 introductions to each of those 100 people. That's my commitment. That's 300 introductions in 8 days. How am I going to do it? Marcus tells me he wants to meet people that do travel. So my commitment to Marcus is, Marcus, I will connect you with at least 3 people on the ship or before the ship. I already made 2 introductions for Marcus. I got to make 1 more introduction, and I kept my promise. Do you get what I'm saying? It's easy for me to introduce you to somebody if I know exactly who you're looking for. And if I give you everything you want in life, I can ask you to give me something in return. Something small. A like, a comment, a smile, a hug. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the idea. We had a really, really great time at the goal setting masterclass yesterday. It was unbelievable. We had an unbelievable time together. We had a group. It was supposed to be just 12 people. It ended up being closer to 24 people. We had an amazing group of people that got together, and for 3 hours we set our goals for the year. And we learned about things that most people haven't known in 30 years. Completely changed lives. And I know that it changed lives because of the things that people said right after the session. So I decided that we're going to do it again in January, at the end of January. And all the people that are already paid and came to the last one will come to the next one because they'll probably learn new things at the next one, but it's good to refresh. And each one of the people that came will bring 5 people with them. Isn't that interesting? But those will be the people that they will change their lives for. So that was my idea. And last night I redid the landing page for it, and I'll show you something. Here's the landing page. I'm going to go to strategy.eviai.com/goal setting. And I read it. I said January 26th, 2 to 5 p.m. Here's the invest. Usually $1,000. The investment's $244. You put in your name, and then you can get started with that. So why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because, why is Richard in the waiting room? Let's let him in. I'm showing you this because you all need to create an assessment like the one I just created to have your LinkedIn connections fill it out. So my goal is to get a dozen people, at least a dozen people, to come to the session that I bring. And then maybe the 24 people will each bring 3 to 5 people themselves. And we'll have a very nice group of people that will do goal setting at the beginning of January. At the end of January, January 26th, the beginning of the year. But I'm going to get at least 36 people to fill out this assessment. That's my goal before January 26th. It doesn't cost anything to fill out the assessment, and it just helps you understand what you're trying to achieve and if you could make this session or not. It helps you understand are you willing to invest? Do you really want to set goals? All this type of stuff. If you don't have an assessment, then I highly recommend you create an assessment that you can give people. I have a few different assessments that I give people, but this is one of them. Do you guys want to try to fill out this assessment to see how easy it is? And then maybe you can R&D it, rip off and duplicate it. Some of you already filled it out that came to the Goal Setting Masterclass, like Marlene and many others. I know Eve's set it up, filled it out already. But I optimized this one to make it a little bit better. But if you want to try to fill it out, go ahead and try to fill it out right. It's only going to take you like 3 minutes to fill it out. So go ahead and try it out and see if you want something like this for yourself. And then I'll show you another assessment. And here's why it's important to have an assessment. Because if you just message somebody on LinkedIn and you ask them to get on a call with you, that's a big ask from scratch. Do you know what I mean? That's a big ask. But if you ask somebody if they're willing to fill out an assessment that helps them learn something about themselves, that is something I call feeding. You're actually giving them something of value. Marlene said the goal setting class was amazing. Great AI tools to assist. You won't want to miss it. Jim said, I filled it out and missed yesterday's event. No worries. Once you fill it out, we will send you the new landing page that we created that, by the way, has everybody's testimonials on it. So I'll just show you what the new landing page looks like. So once somebody fills this out, if they're qualified, they get to come to this landing page. And then on this landing page, it explains how it works. We have an AI accountability clone that we create, the powerful tools you walk away with, and what we accomplish in 3 hours. And this is what the December 29th participants said. Lane said, the Goal Setting Masterclass gave me a clear roadmap to follow up in the upcoming year. It was one of the most comprehensive, powerful, accessible goal settings I've ever done. And these are, Wendy Cole said this, Lindley said this, June said this, Jane said this, and Carlos said this. And we have many more people that have left many more testimonials. But these are all the frameworks that we'll cover, the 4 agreements, the belief inspecting, Johari's window. So why did I prepare this? Just to show you how easy it is for you to have a simple landing page that you create to get people in the door with you. Now, why do I even run this goal setting masterclass? Is because I want to add value to other people. So I use LinkedIn and I ask people questions. I first greet them. Hey, Happy New Year's. Did you set goals yet? You get what I'm saying? Happy New Year's. Did you set goals yet? Or are you planning on doing it in January? And then they might say to me something like, I have not yet set goals. I need to get around to it. So I say, can I send you an assessment that will help you be able to learn about how you can set better goals and help you understand the best way to set goals? Or would you rather me send you a class that I did? I did a 1-hour webinar that will teach you how I set goals using a SMART goal methodology. And they're like, oh, I'd love the webinar. Oh, I'd love the assessment. You get it? I'm offering them some information. If they want the assessment, I send them the assessment. Through the assessment, they're basically qualifying themselves if they're available on the 29th to do goal setting with me. It tells them all the details about it. And then when they press submit, I get an email, and I could decide if I want to invite them to the class on the 29th, or I could say, oh, this is not one of my 12 people. Do you get what I'm saying? And if I do want to invite them, I created that landing page that has testimonials, and it has an example video, the webinar. And even if they want the webinar, I still send them that goal setting order form because it has a webinar on it. It has a 1-hour webinar on the top, the one that I shared with you. So this is my thought process. This is the idea behind this. I take people through a greeting, feeding, and meeting method, and I want you guys to do the same thing in 2026 and have some assets that you create for some way that you can drive your audience through a path, not just on LinkedIn, but kind of taking them off LinkedIn. Does that make sense? Taking them off LinkedIn, which means getting them on the phone, getting them on Zoom, getting them to an event. So around New Year's time, I do everything related to goal setting. Why? Because that's what people are thinking about right now. And my target market has a very specific need that I want to fulfill for them. That's my goal, is to fulfill the needs of my target market. That's the most important thing for me. I need to figure out, okay, what are your needs? And I want to be able to help you fulfill on your needs to make a difference for you. Another thing that I think that is very, very essential for every business owner that's on LinkedIn is to have something called a questionnaire. Do you guys know what a questionnaire is? A questionnaire is when you ask a series of questions that help somebody be able to think to themselves, what do they need to do to be successful within whatever you're trying to do to help them? So, for example, is my team here to drop the questionnaire in the chat so I don't have to go look for it? Looks like Kelly's in the waiting room, Jen. Fernando or Juan, put the questionnaire in the chat. So, for example, I'm going to ask you questions about your needs. I'm going to ask you questions about your budget. I'm going to ask you questions about what you've tried, where you've succeeded, and where you failed. And all those questions are going to get you thinking. So I'm going to show you my questionnaire, and you can literally copy it and create your own. So here's my questionnaire. Obviously, I'll collect some basic contact info, including your LinkedIn, your website. I'm going to ask you about your budget, your biggest challenge with LinkedIn, how many conversations you want to have per day, what do you hope to achieve with LinkedIn, what are the most important goals that you have, when do you want to get started, who helps you make decisions, what is your experience with business coaching, what is your current financial ability, how many professional communities are you part of, are you interested in becoming an affiliate, who is your ideal client. So this is a questionnaire that helps people be able to think through whether or not they could even use LinkedIn to be successful. Now, I have something else called the tree levers. Have you guys heard of the tree levers? I'm going to give you guys this tree levers assessment as well. There are 3 different levers that you can pull. Now, I made the website Tree Levers instead of 3 levers. Do you guys know why? Because I tried to buy 3levers.com and it wasn't available. And I was talking to this guy, this Jamaican guy, and he told me, he's like, why don't you just buy treelevers.com? That's available. I said, what's with the tree lever? He's like, yeah, man, the tree levers. I was like, oh, that's amazing. That was perfect. That was perfect. And I was like, okay, I'm buying it. So it's treelevers.com. Also, my last name is Apfelbaum, which is apple tree. So it's 3 levers, but we call it tree levers. Okay? Inside joke. So that's the thought process. And, you know, I don't even collect your information when I send you the 3 levers assessment. It's just a very simple multiple choice question that I run you through to help you understand, do you need networking? Do you need prospecting? Or do you need marketing? Do you get it? And so depending on your budget, depending on what you say, depending if you have help, depending if you like making cold calls, depending on whatever, I take you through that, and you'll have a little bit of self-assessment without giving me any contact information, so that you could understand what you need. And at the end, I give you a whole report on how much you should invest in each strategy and what you need. And then we can have an intelligent conversation. So a lot of your connections don't have this, and a lot of you guys don't even have any assessments at all yet. And with AI, you can create an assessment like this. And we're going to be talking about it in our AI business development circle, and all of us will walk out with assessments in the next 2 weeks. So if you need an assessment, say I need an assessment for your business. If you have an assessment, say I have an assessment. I recommend everyone should have different types of assessments and questionnaires that they can run people through to help them be more successful. So let me know in the chat if you need one or you have one. We might make an offer where we create the assessment for you for people who just don't have the head for it or are not interested and can afford to spend money on getting someone to build their assessment for you. I don't know what I would charge for it yet, but what do you think it would be worth if somebody created the idea for your assessment, build out your assessment, and put it on a website for you? What do you think that would be worth? And that's a great question for me to ask my clients. And this is a great thing for you to ask your clients when you're thinking about coming up with a product. You get it? So in the chat, tell me, what would you pay for someone to build like a tree levers assessment for you, or a goal setting assessment, or something that you can use consistently that does some things in the back end, send some emails, whatever you want it to do. But what would you pay? Between what and what would you say it's a good investment for you to make? And give me any number in the chat. It doesn't matter if it's 50 cents or $50 million. I don't care. I'm curious to know in the chat, what would you pay for an assessment? And it's not that I'm going to hold you to paying for that. I'm just curious to know for myself, what would you pay to get one of these done for you? Now, you could say nothing, I want to do it with AI. Or you can say I would pay $50, I would pay $500, I would pay $1,000, I would pay $5,000. It depends on what I get with it. If I get trained on how to use it, does it include, if it includes everything for a year, including training, maybe you'll pay $3,000 for it. You know what I mean? It depends on what it includes, how many emails you can send. Does it include email automation and text automation and an AI agent that calls you back after you fill out the assessment? You know, like, it depends on what it includes. But depending on what you want to invest, that would be. But I'm curious to know, what would you question? What is the typical time and effort to do one client for a client prospect? It depends on what goes into it, but I would say like 20 or 30 hours to get something like that done. It's not a 2-minute thing. It doesn't take me 2 minutes to build an assessment. 20 or 30 hours, because you got to interview the person and figure out what they need, and then figure out what their client needs, and then build it out and test it, and it doesn't work, and then build it out more and test it and design it and host it and set up the back end so it sends an email, and then it has a result, and you make it into a PDF or a CSV, and then you want to change it, and you want to add this. So it's 20 to 30 hours to get it done. That's the idea in terms of how much time it technically takes someone to do. But You could do one really, really quick and instantly have it, but it's going to be garbage. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a well thought out assessment. You want to go back and forth and make it better and better every time. So yeah, that's the idea. Doesn't take 2 seconds, for sure not. AI can build it out in like I said, 2 or 3 minutes, but it's just going to build out randomness. You know, it's not going to be in line with your most ideal target market, and it's not going to be in line with you actually adding value to them. But yeah, I would say 20 to 30 hours would be something, including design, including back end, including everything. It's a whole project to get it done well. Anyway, what do you think that would be worth? I'm curious to know. Here's another thing I want you to think about. How many times are you going to go live? I'm going to challenge you guys to go live in 2026. How many times are you going to go live, either on your own live or on someone else's live in 2026? How many times are you going to go live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube? How many times are you going to go live? I want you guys to think about that in terms of your goals. I also want you to think about how many times you're going to publish a survey on LinkedIn in the coming year. Do you want to see what my surveys look like? I'll just show you a survey on LinkedIn so you can see it. So if you go to my LinkedIn and you click on all my recent posts and you just scroll down slightly, you'll notice that we have something called a LinkedIn poll. Let me find my last one so you can see what it looks like. Right here. Do you want 500 fresh ideal leads for 2026? I'm going to press copy the link to the post, and I'm going to share it with you. Jim says, is there an effective teaser to create excitement for a full assessment? Yes, there is an effective teaser. It depends on what the assessment will be, but you can create an infographic, and from the infographic, someone gets excited, and at the end, you say, fill out the assessment to understand how this infographic can help your business. You get what I'm saying, Jim? That's what I would do. But click on that survey, and I'm going to tell you why I created that survey in a minute and why the surveys are so important on LinkedIn. You see, there's a lot of strangers that are looking at my profile on LinkedIn that I have no idea who they are. And often, they're not going to want to like and comment on something. Do you want to know why some people hesitate liking and commenting? Rolf, do you know why people hesitate commenting and liking? Feel free to unmute yourself and tell me why you think.
I made it too complicated for them to respond.
Yeah, you asked them something very open-ended, and they tried to start writing it, and they started questioning themselves, right? It wasn't easy for them. That's good. That's a good one. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Does anybody else have a reason why people don't like and comment on posts? Anybody else have a reason they want to share? Feel free to either unmute or
they don't want to reveal anything about themselves. Maybe.
Right. They want to remain private. They don't want to share information. Right. Exactly. They don't want to reveal information. That's good. They want to remain private. Privacy is important to a lot of people on LinkedIn. What's another reason? Let's brainstorm another reason. What's a reason why you're not regularly commenting? You can say, I am commenting. What's a reason why you wouldn't comment on a post? I'll tell you a reason that I hear. Go ahead, Arlene. I can't hear you, but maybe the other people can. Nobody can hear you.
Yeah, can't hear her.
Yeah, nobody can hear you. But that's okay. Here's a very popular reason. People don't want to be judged. People don't want to be told that they're using AI or that their post doesn't have, their comment doesn't have value, or they don't want their employer to know what they're doing. They don't want their competitors to know what they're doing. They don't want their friends, their classmates to know what they're doing. So they don't comment. But when you vote on a poll, nobody can see that you voted. It's not in your recent activity that you voted. If you like something, it shows up on your profile. Do you know how to see someone's likes? Want me to teach you? Say, I want to learn, Joe. I want to learn how to spy on my ex. Do you want me to show you how to see someone's likes? I'm going to teach you right now. Watch this. So if I want to be able to see all of someone's likes, first of all, if I click in here, I see there's 60 people that say they want leads. So I want to see Kelly Anderson's likes. So if I click on Kelly's profile, I see Kelly's profile here. If I go down to the bottom here of activity, I see posts, documents, comments, videos, images, newsletters, and events. Does it show her likes here, guys? Does it show
No,
her likes?
obvious.
It doesn't. So how do I see her likes? I can see her comments. How do I see her likes? Does anyone want to guess? Does anyone know how to do this? I will teach you. It's a little hack. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Before I give it to you, I got to build up the suspense a little bit. No? Wouldn't it be fun for you guys to know how to do this? So we have 99 LinkedIn hacks. So if you watch the 99 LinkedIn hacks, maybe you would have seen a video that explains how to do this. But I'm going to show you now. And we have 99 LinkedIn hacks that are all under a minute. I'm going to teach you how to do this. Watch this. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you. So this is Kelly's profile. If I want to see all of her posts, documents, videos, images, I can just click on these little sub things and it shows it to me. But if I want to see her likes, what I need to do is I need to click on where it says see all posts. And then from this URL, that's linkedin.com/in/Kelly/recent activity, I need to click on the more button here. When I click on the more button here, suddenly there's a new section called reactions. And reactions is something you can just type in /reactions on anybody's profile. So I'm going to show you how I type this into anybody's profile and it shows me everything she liked. That's insane, right? I tried to hide this. I couldn't hide it. So I'm going to show it to you on anyone's profile. Guys, share your LinkedIn URL in the chat and I'll show you how I do it on your profile. If I want to see what Virginia liked, I just go to her profile. And at the end of her profile, I just add /recent activity /reactions. And it shows me everything that she liked. That's insane, right? It's called a reaction. You can actually export everything you liked from LinkedIn. So if you've ever liked something on LinkedIn, you can export that and you can get a full list of everything you've ever liked in your life on LinkedIn. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool that you can do that. So my recommendation is doing that. As a premium member of EviAI, you have the ability to export all your content from LinkedIn and be able to see all your likes. So if I go to Arlene and I go to the top and I add this little code here that says /recent-activity/reactions, I'm going to see everything Arlene ever liked. How crazy is this, right? Even if she didn't comment on it, I see what she liked. Isn't this nice that I can do that? Loopy Delina. Loopy Delina. I'm going to go ahead and leave a comment on Loopy Delina's post. Arlene liked and commented on it. I'm going to go ahead and do this. EviAI is going to read the post, draft a comment for me, and then I'm going to drop the comment. Chef Kelly. I already did yours, Chef Kelly. Chef Kelly, what's going on? How's life? I'm coming to LA, right?
I know. I'm sorry I can't go on the cruise. I've got a jam-packed January. Plus, I think it was sold out anyway.
Are we gonna do a selfie though when I land in LAX?
I would love to. What's your layover between the time you land and getting on the cruise?
So I land on Thursday at about 12:45 p.m. You see, I'm arranging a selfie at LAX, and then I'm gonna go hang with somebody somewhere in LA till probably like 4 p.m. or so, and then I'm gonna head to Long Beach. That's where the cruise is leaving from, but the cruise doesn't leave till Friday, so I'm staying in Long Beach on Thursday night and Friday, and then the cruise leaves on Saturday. So I'm going to be all day Friday.
Pen me in.
Okay. Do you live in Long Beach or do you live in LA?
I live in LA, so tell me where you're going to be when you meet your friend, and maybe I can meet you after.
Okay, wonderful. Or we could meet at LAX and do a selfie.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna.
I know, I'm kidding.
But my sister does live in Long Beach, so I don't have a problem driving down there.
Amazing.
So it's fine.
Amazing. Cool. But do you guys see what I'm doing? I'm building a relationship. I want to get a selfie with Kelly. I happen to be going to LA. So I know Kelly lives in LA. So I'm asking her, hey, would you be willing to do a selfie? Because I want to take 1,000 selfies with 1,000 LinkedIn connections in 2026. I'm going to have to work for it. It's not just going to happen on its own. I'm going to have to beg, borrow, and steal. Okay, I'm not going to steal. But I'm going to ask people, do you want to do a selfie? And sometimes people will be like, I'm not going to LAX, but I'll come to Long Beach. And that's the idea. You have to be able to ask for what you want. So what's an ask that everybody here has for their relationships on LinkedIn? I want everyone to make a list of asks that they're going to be willing to make for people they want to build a relationship with. What's an ask that you can make from people that's not too much of a big ask, like coming to LAX to do a selfie with you? What's not a massive ask that you can make from somebody that they can say yes? So I'll give you a couple of examples. And we can come up with some ideas in the chat if you want. Do you guys want to come up with some ideas in the chat? What's an example ask? So here's an example ask that I think is a really easy one, which is, can you read my business networking one sheet and provide me your feedback on it? And you can say your one sentence feedback. So this way the person doesn't feel like they have to sit there and write a whole thing. Now, if you ask me to provide you with feedback on something, you know what I typically do? Somebody sent me a 12-page document today, and they're like, Joe, I need you to scrutinize this document. And I was like, I'm back to back with meetings. But I'm not going to say no to somebody. I'm not going to say no to somebody that asks me to review their 12-page document in detail. So what do you think I do? I use my AI clone.
Sure, use AI.
I use AI. I use my AI clone, and my AI clone gives me a 12-page analysis. You give me 12 pages, I'll send you back 12 pages. Now, I was kind because I could have written a 50-page book for them with my analysis, and it would have added a tremendous amount of value. So voting on a poll is a great ask. Hey, could you do me a favor? I'm doing a survey. Could you vote on my poll? You get what I'm saying? Hey, could you do me a favor? Can you check out this post? And if you think appropriate, maybe comment on it. Hey, could you do me a favor and give me an endorsement for a particular skill on my profile? I see we're connected, and let me know what skill I can endorse you on. Hey, can you check to see if my recommendations load for you? Some people said that my recommendations have not been loading. That's a great way to get someone to read your recommendations. Do you get what I'm saying? Hey, could you do me a favor and check out my profile and see if my profile banner swipes for you, because I added 5 banners and I'm curious to know if it's swiping. That's a good way to get someone to read your 5 banners. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're asking them for a small favor. Hey, does it load for you? That's not a tricky thing to do for somebody. That's you asking somebody to do something for you, and then you say, hey, what can I do for you now? What can I do for you? And that rhymes. Like we can make that into a song. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? How can I add value to your life? What can I do for you? That is a powerful question to ask someone. How can I add value to your life in 2026? Add that as a template to EviAI. Send that to 100 people before the end of the year. See what happens. Here's a strategy I recently employed, and it made me $134 with 5 minutes of effort. You want me to tell you my strategy? Made me $134, 5 minutes of effort. That's not a bad return on investment. I went on LinkedIn and I asked the following question. Watch this. I asked the following question of people through the DM. I do a lot of DM work. I'm going to click on my network. I'm actually going to do the following. I'm going to do a search for Orlando. I'm going to press enter. I want to find people with the word Orlando in their profile, but people that I'm connected to. Okay? So I press people. I press first degree. And these are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have the word Orlando in their profile. But I want people that are also in Orlando. So I go here. Orlando. I press Orlando and I say show results. And people that write Orlando in their profile, can you see how many results there are? There are a lot of results of people that have Orlando in their profile. If there's 8 pages and there's 10 per page, how many people is that, guys?
80.
80, very good. Someone's doing the math. So if I click message, you see this? And I ask somebody, hey, I'm thinking about going to an event in Orlando. Are you based in Orlando? And this person doesn't respond to me, I'm going to press question mark, and I will follow up. So I sent 80 messages to people asking them the simple question, hey, I'm thinking about going to Orlando, blah, 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 blah. And these people that are in Orlando are just not answering me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them all question marks, and if they don't answer, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to send them a question mark, and then eventually I'm going to get rid of them from my profile. You get it? But for this guy over here, Brian, I'm going to go to my templates, and then I'm going to find my AI Bot Summit thing, and I'm going to inject it with the up arrow here. You see the way I injected it? I am going to the AI Bot Summit in Orlando on January 5th, 6th, and 7th with 300 other business owners. It should be fun. If you want to check it out, here's the link. I sent a similar message to that to about 80 people or so. And every time somebody buys and attends that conference, one person bought from that message. I'll tell you another strategy of how I got people to come to that event. So I didn't pay anything for that event. That event's $275. I get 2 referrals. I pay nothing for it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm going to that event, and I'm probably going to make $2,000 or so from the strategies that I used on LinkedIn, from me just telling people in Orlando that I'm going to the event. And for the people that can't make it, they want to book meetings with me and talk to me and get to know me. Isn't that crazy? So I'm going to an event. I'm getting paid to go to the event because I'm using LinkedIn to share my affiliate link to the event. And I want to share my affiliate link anyway with people that I'm going to the event. So what event are you going to on January 6th that you can tell people about? That's a virtual event, and you can share your affiliate link. And if anybody buys anything, you make money. Does anyone want to guess? What's a simple event that you might be going to on January 6th? It's a virtual event. Who wants to guess? And even if you're not going, you could still tell people about it. Go ahead, Philip.
Are you doing an EVAI webinar?
Yes.
That I can send people to and get credit for them buying EVAI?
Correct. Correct. And every one of your connections has the opportunity. And if they don't want to buy EVAI or they can't make it, then you turn them into your own client. Or even if they buy EVAI, you turn them into your own client. You're in a conversation with them. That's where greeting, feeding, and meeting comes in. Now, I'm not telling you here as a self-serving thing. I don't care if you do this or not. I'm telling you this because this is a legit strategy that I use to make money. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to go to an event with 300 people where 10 of them are there because I invited them. Do you think the organizer of the event is going to be like, damn, son, you're one of our biggest affiliates. Dude, what'd you do? And I'd be like, I use my LinkedIn strategies. Like, can I hire you? Can I put you on stage next year? It's likely that next year I will be on stage in front of those 300 people or at one of his other conferences with the billion-dollar marketer. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of what I did. The other thing that I also did was he keeps advertising at me on Facebook and on Instagram. And a lot of people are replying to the advertisement saying, we don't see the price, we don't know where it is or when it is. So what do you think I do? I reply to those people and I say, I'm happy to tell you all the information. Here's my cell, call me. I'm happy to be as helpful as possible. And when they call me, I say, hey, if you want to come, I can give you an early bird ticket if you want, get you a discount, and maybe I'll buy you lunch when you're there. How about that? And they use my affiliate link. So they benefit from that financially because they're getting a lunch and they're getting the early bird ticket and I'm benefiting financially. So it's a win-win-win. And I answer all their questions because I already did all the research. It's at the Florida Mall Hotel. I'm going to be staying here. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to introduce you to this. I already have a WhatsApp group for the event. I'm going to add you to the WhatsApp group. I'm going to tell you about, who the speakers are. I built a whole directory of all the speakers and everything they're going to say. They didn't do any of this. I did it all. So I'm adding value. Even if you don't use my affiliate link, I'm happy to give you all the value. But if you use the affiliate link transparently, I'm going to be making money and I'm going to be buying you lunch. So you could decide either way. You could pay full price or you could use my affiliate link as a discount. I'll make some money, and you'll be able to save money, and I'll buy you lunch. That's the idea.
Where do you get the affiliate link from, Joe?
Where do I get an affiliate link from? You come for us.
Yeah.
You come to office hours,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll help you get the affiliate link for EviAI. But let me just quickly show you. So if you go to eviai.com and you click on top where it says affiliate on top, Richard.
Yep.
You click on affiliate. You can click on register and register. If you already registered, on the bottom, you click on login. Do you see it says login?
Yep.
You click login. If you have a login, you simply just log in. I think I have a login. And then you get your affiliate code. You see it's eviai.com/?via=Joe.
Yep.
If you want to send somebody to the webinar, just before the question mark, add the word webinar, and that's it. And if you put the question mark via=Joe, or in your case via=Richard, or whatever your affiliate link is, then when they register to the webinar, it'll get registered that you sent them to the webinar. Get it?
Yep.
So just find out what your affiliate link is. Get your link, save it as a template, and then you will get 20% of whatever revenue we get as a result of you sharing your affiliate link. Do you understand what I just said? You're
Yeah, I
coming.
think I do. First, I got to get to that page that says affiliate. That's the important thing.
Yeah, so you go to eviai.com, click affiliate, click register, get your link, save it as a template, add the word webinar before the question mark, but keep the whole link intact, and then you're good to go. And if you want to send somebody my webinar replay, add the word webinar-replay before the question mark, and then you get the webinar replay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I wanted to send people to you. It's not a real easy thing to do, but with this affiliate thing, it might be the way to do it.
Exactly. And every person on LinkedIn needs to learn how to use LinkedIn. That's the crazy thing about LinkedIn. And every one of your customers that are on LinkedIn needs to get value from you. So in my book, High Energy Networking, I talk about how to get value from other people, how to give value to other people. So the way that you get value from other people is by educating them on how you can get value. Because I don't know, Richard, what you need. And if I don't know what you need, I can't help you. So if everyone in the chat right now puts in what they need for 2026, I need 1,000 people to join my webinars in 2026. That's my need. I'm going to do 25 webinars. If I get 50 people per webinar, I get to my goal. Do you get what I'm saying? So maybe I'll get 2,000 people to come to my webinars, or 5,000, or 10,000, or 100,000. But my point is, my minimum is I want 1,000 people to come to my webinars. I also want to have 1,000 conversations. In order for me to get 1,000 people to come to my webinars, I'm going to send emails, but I'm also going to advertise, and I'm also going to get my affiliates to help bring people in so that they can make money too. Now, that's me educating my people what I need. Now, what I want to give to other people is I want to give you the 5 eyes. 5 eyes. People heard of the third eye, but you haven't heard of the 5 eyes. Information, which is like tips, strategies, lessons. A woman, Daniela, became a customer today. She asked me, she said, Joe, how do I come up with a good offer? I said, I have a 90-minute video. It's information based on the book by Alex Hormozi called $100 Million Offers. I'm going to give it to you as a gift. Put 100 million in the chat, and I'll give it to you as well as a gift. That was the first I. That's information. Write 100M or 100 million in the chat. I'll give it to you. Happy to give it to you. It'll be my gift for the holidays. $100 million offers. And do you want to know how quickly I can pull up these $100 million offer video? Do you want to know how I pull it up so quickly? Guess how I pull it up so quickly? I use EviAI templates. So your goal should be getting your EviAI templates in order so that you always have what to give. So there's I, information. There's introduction. Who do you want to meet? Oh, Arlene wants to meet CHROs at companies. Oh, I know a CHRO. Boom, I introduce Arlene. Now she's eternally grateful. She makes 100K off that. Do you get what I'm saying? Introductions. So a question you could ask is, hey, who do you want to meet in 2026 that I can keep top of mind for you? Who do you want to meet? That's a great one, right? The third I is the one between your eyes. It's invitations. That's the third I, invitations. You want to invite people. Hi, I'm going to an event on January 6th. Would you like to join me? Hi, I'm going to the LinkedIn Influencer Summit on February 18th. Can I send you the link? Do you get what I'm saying? February 18th from 2 to 5, we're bringing together the top LinkedIn influencers in the world. Put an I in the chat if you want the LinkedIn Influencer Summit link so you can register, because we're going to sell out. Put an I in the chat if you want to register. Just an I. Just an I. Or
Joe, what was number 2 again?
What was number 2? There was number 1 was
introduction.
Thank you. Number 1 was information. Number 2 is introduction. Number 3 is invitation. Number 4 is ideas. Everybody needs ideas. Everybody needs ideas. Hey, can I give you some ideas of how to improve your profile? You get what I'm saying? Hey, can I give you some ideas of how to get your next 100 customers? Hey, can I give you some ideas of things that you can do to save money, make money, eliminate risk, take your life to the next level, get pleasure, avoid pain? Right? We all need ideas. Hey, I got 7 ideas on prompts. I got 14 ideas. We all want ideas. So we need ideas. And then Juan said identity is the last one, which is, tell me about you. Hey, I looked at your profile and I wasn't sure. Are you actually a dog mother or are you more of a cat person? From your profile photo, you look more like a dog person. Am I right? Did I nail it? And the person's like, I hate animals. Leave me alone. So you must love people. Let's get on the phone. Because I'm a person. My ex-wife calls me an animal, but I'm a person. I couldn't resist. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Do you guys understand? If you feed people, people will keep coming back for more. You don't want to have a reputation as a person who's just taking. You want to be a giver. That's the reputation that you need to have with your connections. The secret to living is giving, not taking and faking or waking and baking. It might be fun, but it's not the secret to living. So I want you all to be focused on giving and think about in 2026, what can you give? I'm going to give 1,000 introductions. I'm going to have 1,000 conversations. I'm going to gain 1,000 clients, allies, and friends. And most of them are going to come from either webinars, affiliates, or just plain old networking. The stuff I teach you how to do. Now, I know that I'm limited into what I can do myself, and that's why I'm hiring people to help me. If you want to build a multiple 7-figure business, you got to have multiple people helping you. But if you want to generate $100,000 in profit in the next year, all you need is 3 things. You need the right strategy, you need the right assets, and you need the right action. And if you don't have the right strategy, and if you don't have the right assets, and you're not taking the right actions, it's not likely you'll make $100K in profit. There's no guarantee that if you have the right strategy, the right assets, and the right actions that you're going to get to your goal. But you know what the guarantee is? That if you don't have a strategy and you don't have the assets and you don't have the actions, you're not going to take it. Because if you don't have actions, you don't get results. That's guaranteed. Now, you could fall into a hole and find a lotto ticket and get lucky, but it's basically like saying it's not going to happen. You know, getting lucky means taking a lot of strategic action. So if you need help with your strategies, we can help you. We can make a difference for you. If you're not part of the Bundle Plus, if you're just in the bundle, some of you are just in the bundle, and you're not part of the Bundle Plus yet, and you're not coming to our prospecting session next year, I'm going to be spending 4 90-minute sessions teaching prospecting, how to come up with your AI prospecting assistant that helps you create your playbook, that helps you be able to understand exactly how to speak to people, what to say, how to get people to want to give you their money, how to get people to want to pick up the phone and speak to you, even if you're a complete stranger and it's the first time you're talking to them and you're calling them out of the blue. How to get people to answer your emails. How to get people to reply to your text messages. I'm going to teach you prospecting. I'm going to teach you how to hire somebody that can help you book meetings for as low as $5 an hour. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And we're going to do a four-part 90 minutes thing. I think Arlene's coming to that already. We're limited. We basically sold out already. But if anybody's interested in the prospecting boot camp that's happening in March, just write prospecting in the chat. And we might let a couple more people in. But we're basically sold out already, so we're not really promoting it. You're not going to see a lot of activity for us promoting it. We were selling it for $3,000. For Black Friday, we discounted it for $997 for EVAI clients. If you're interested in the special deal for it, you start getting access today to all the resources that we're starting to put together. So if you're interested, my team can send you a private message. If you qualify for it, we'll send you some details. So write prospecting if you're interested, or just write interested if you don't know how to spell prospecting. Okay. Any questions that you guys have or takeaways? Was this a valuable thing that you guys got? Write valuable in the chat, or value, or put a V in the chat if it was valuable. If it was a waste of time, write waste of time. I'm curious to know what you got out of this today. Richard, what did you get out of this today?
Me, I'm still trying to catch up. I'm taking notes, going as fast as I can.
Did you get
But
something
I
specific?
think the standard thing, which the most important thing that you're saying is giving is one of the most important things that you can do. What can you do for people? What can you give them? What can you bring them? What value can you bring to them?
You can get anything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. If there's one thing you're going to write down for 2026, write that quote down by Zig Ziglar. You can get anything you want in life as long as if you help enough people get what they want. So, like, mark that in your life. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. What was the advantage of knowing what people like in their posts?
The advantage of knowing what people like in their posts is to determine if they're actually active. Because sometimes you go to somebody and you see, okay, they haven't commented, they haven't posted, it doesn't look like they're doing anything on LinkedIn, or they commented and posted last 10 years ago, or 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, and you want to know, are they actually using LinkedIn or not? So if you just use the reactions tag on top, you can see if they're actually liking it. You see 2 minutes ago they liked something. So they're actually using LinkedIn. They're actually active. That's one benefit. The other benefit is learning what their interests are. You're literally learning what people's interests are. So learning what people's interests are is very important. So I want to know, what are the things that you're liking on so that I could mention to you when I speak to you. I say, hey, by the way, I also like whatever it is, Obama or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I also like tuna fish sandwiches. And they can be like, how'd you know I liked 100 tuna fish sandwiches on LinkedIn? It's like, I know you're a tuna lover. I'm a tuna lover too. You see, he's like, or you could see who he's obsessed with or who they are obsessed with, right? So he liked all of Tony Robbins' stuff for the past 10 years. Okay, he went down a Tony Robbins rabbit hole. So this guy loves Tony Robbins. So you mail him a book. You mail him a Tony Robbins book, and you're like, I just thought you might like this book. And you put a picture of a like button. Talk about next level creepy. My point is, there are many reasons to do that. There are many reasons to do that. Now, a couple of you asked me, they said, Joe, can you teach me how to download all of my LinkedIn posts? I actually made a video that describes exactly how to do it, and I'll show you how to do it in a minute. And I'll also.
So I just have one more question.
Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Shoot. Just give me 1 second here. It just slipped my mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It just slipped my mind.
That's okay. When it comes up for you again, just write it in the chat so you don't forget it.
Gotcha.
And then this way I can just reference it. So if you guys have anything ever in your head, that's what the chat is for.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. How do you give value to someone who's a direct competitor?
The way that you give value to a direct competitor is you ask them who are their most ideal clients that might not match with your most ideal clients because you don't work with everybody. So make a list of the types of clients that you won't work with. I'll give you an example. If somebody is a yeller, I don't work with yellers, period. So what I do is I have other people that have softwares and that have agencies. And as soon as I see someone who's a yeller, be like, hey, I have a great referral for you. There's a guy, he's a little loud, a little on the loud side. I'm happy to introduce you to them. And they don't mind working with yellers. They love yellers. It's their fetish. Do you get what I'm saying? So I will hand you all my yellers, and you hand me all your decent human beings. And we could work like that. They might not work with people from Brooklyn because they're fast talkers. Okay, you hand me. I can handle Brooklynites. I can handle the fast talkers. Do you get what I'm saying? So you could find your competitor and find out who they're willing to service that you're not willing to service, and then you build a relationship. Here's the other reason to work with competitors. Competitors eventually pivot, and they stop doing what they're doing. And who do you think they'll give all their business to when they leave? You. They'll give you all their business. And sometimes they're trying to close somebody that you have a relationship with, or you're trying to close someone that they have a relationship with, and you're willing to give them a commission to help you get in the door. You never know, right? So there's shared resources, there's struggles. I have competitors that are my greatest friends. I'm actually bringing somebody who normally people would consider a competitor on the cruise with me, but she happens to be an affiliate. So I don't mind her being on the cruise because she's going to introduce me left and right to people and want a commission for every referral, and I'm happy to pay her the commission. You get what I'm saying? I love paying people commission. It's the happiest thing that I can do. Somebody met somebody on a webinar, and the person was going to sign up anyway, but they spoke to them and convinced them to sign up faster. So I gave them a commission, even though they would have signed up anyway, and I'm the one that paid for the ad for the person to come there. Why do I want to pay people commissions? Because I want to incentivize you to send me more people. And the more money I pay you, it's like, you're greasing the wheel. You get what I'm saying? I want to grease your wheels. So allow me to grease your wheels. Tell me where to send the money to. That's the idea. Because people get incentivized for where the money goes. So make sure to pay it forward. I love paying it forward. Let me show you guys something that we did in the goal setting masterclass just so that you can see it. And I'm also going to show you something else. So if you go to the school community and you click on classroom and you click on goal setting, for those of you that don't know, we added the high energy purpose book here. So for those of you that was on the class and you don't know, we added this book. On the bottom, there's the PDF of the book. I highly recommend reading it. And this is a full summary of the book. And then we have the book here available. We have the full replay. It's 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 30 minutes, this replay over here. And if you scroll down, every little detail is over here. It's all organized with notes. And then we have 28 different videos over here. And then we have our brain dump framework. And then we have the clone, where you can clone yourself, and we teach you how to use it. And then we have a bunch of other frameworks for goal setting that will guarantee, including our goals DNA, where we'll break down exactly your vivid vision, your why, your core values, your strengths, your personalities, your passions, your beliefs, your roles, your agreements, your bucket list, your won't-do list, your morning routine. And we'll break everything down for you and show you exactly how to set it up and use it so that you can truly have your DNA, so that you can truly have the best year ever. Okay? So that's what I want you guys to understand. Part of the value that we're delivering to you is, if you're interested in coming on January 26th, we're only doing it for 12 people plus whoever our clients refer. So if you're interested, just write that you're interested. We'll be more than happy to give you a special deal on it. It's usually $1,000, but we're giving 75% off to all of our clients. So if you're interested, let me know. So you can get it right now. So if you sign up for the January 26th, you get instant access to the replay of the last one and all the 28 modules and all the frameworks and everything. You can get started right now. And then you can come live on the 26th. And if you bring a few people with you, you end up paying nothing for it. So, we have an affiliate program. So it's an easy thing. You want to sign up to the goal setting class? So I'll send you the link to the order form right over here. I just sent you the link to the order form so you can sign up. You'll be one of the 12 if you sign up. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is how to download your connection. So if you go here and you type in download, if you press, not download your connections, but if you type in download posts, I search posts. Oh, it didn't work. Let me just go to my own profile and see let me go to my own profile and then click on view recent posts. I made a video here, how to download all your posts from LinkedIn, okay, in 2026. You see that? How to download all your posts from LinkedIn in 2026. So this is a 7-minute video. I'm not going to go through the whole video now, but I'll send you the link to it so you can watch it. But essentially is once you download all your posts from LinkedIn, then what you can do is you can look at every post you've ever done and you can figure out what you need to repurpose. So, for example, in my drive, I have my Joe Apfelbaum posts. I'm going to say posts. Joe Apfelbaum posts for 2025. This is every post I did in 2025. Can you guys see it? Every post I did in this is my top 1,000 posts of 2025, my last 1,000 posts. And by the way, I'm happy to give these to you guys as a gift. Do you guys want this gift? Write gift in the chat if you want this gift. I'm happy to send it to you. And here's every post I've ever written. Okay, so you can have every post I've ever written, and you can have my top 1,000 posts of the year. And then for the top 1,000 posts of the year, you can filter it by type, by date, by author, by hashtags, by content, by reactions, by comments. And for the ones that you download from LinkedIn, you can filter by date, by share link, by share commentary, by shared URL, media URL, and visibility. So to get this one over here, I'm gonna share it over here. By the way, to get this one over here, I can share with you guys. I put a video inside our pro community. So we have another pro community called the Engaged Thought Leader Community. So I believe I put a video there on how to do it. And if not, I will show you how to download anyone else's posts. So I'll make a video on how to download anyone else's posts and post it in there. I don't think I put it on there. Okay, I made a video, but I didn't post it. But I'll post it in this community here soon, a video on how to download anyone else's posts or any posts from any search anywhere on LinkedIn. It's really, really powerful. Okay, so I'll make a video and post it over there. Okay, does anybody, and I shared with you guys the gift that you asked for in the chat here. Okay, guys, we're way over time, but what I want to say is I appreciate you guys very much, and I want to know, what can I do to support you better in 2026? What's the one thing? Obviously, I can keep being me. I can keep doing these classes. I can keep growing the community. We're going to be adding 1,000 clients to Evie AI in 2026, qualified, amazing people. And my team doesn't want me to do this, but what I want to do is when I add 1,000 clients, I want to then close the doors and not take any more clients. Is that a bad idea? I want to that's what I told my team. They're like, no, we can't do that. That's stupid. But I think that that's what I would want to do. I'd want to get 1,000 pro clients and then just close the door and say, if you want to come in, you have to fill out a form to come in, and we have to see if you're qualified to come in, and it's by invitation only. And if you leave, you can't come back. That's the type of thing I want to do. I don't know. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about doing. Instead of just being a regular SaaS business, I want to do something to that effect. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think it's a bad idea to like close the doors, not of the business, but like not allow new clients to come in after a certain level and say, if you want to come in, you have to qualify to come in, and that's it. And there's no other way to come in. At least we're on the Evie AI Pro level, because we're going to be adding 200 new features, and it's insane what we're going to be adding. And I want to really have a level of exclusivity where people feel like they're part of something. You know what I mean? I want you to feel like you're part of a movement. I don't want anyone to just be able to access this. I want you to be in a group of people that has 1,000 people that know each other, that care about each other, that trust each other, that over the next 10 years, these 1,000 people are your people. They have an agreement with you to respond to you. They have an agreement with you to comment on your content when they see it. They have an agreement with you to know who you are, and you have an agreement to know who they are. 1,000 people is a lot of people. It's hard. It's a hard work. But that's why the word work is inside networking, because it's work. So I'm going to have 1,000 conversations in 2026. What's your goal? How many conversations are you going to have a day? I'm going to have 5 a day, 20 a week, 80 a month, 1,000 a year. How many are you going to have in 2026? And that's a good number for you to kind of set as a goal. And now that I'm talking this out in front of you, maybe I should create a framework for goal setting specifically for LinkedIn, where you can write your goals for LinkedIn, and I'll give you prompts for how many posts are you going to do, how many lives are you going to do, how many conversations are you going to have, how many comments are you going to leave per day, how many events are you going to go to. Maybe it should be like a networking goal thing, or should it be a LinkedIn goal thing? What do you guys think? More networking goal or more LinkedIn goal? Or maybe both, a networking goal and a LinkedIn goal in one. A networking LinkedIn goal framework, both. Okay, people are saying both. Please create that, Jim said. And then when you press submit, it helps you organize the plan in a meaningful way. So it gives you a bunch of fields that you fill out, that's not a bad idea. I can do that. You guys want to watch me build it? But yeah, that's the idea. It doesn't take me much time to build that type of technology. It's cool. The main thing about it is the idea behind the framework. It's not the actual framework itself. Because you can just tell Claude, make me this framework, but you have to like sit down and really think about the idea behind the framework. Lane said some exclusivity would be good, but too much exclusivity limits growth. Personally, I don't like offers or memberships that say if you leave, you can't come back. Ooh, okay. Good to know. You don't want to feel like stuck, like, oh my God, if I leave, I can't come back. I don't like that. You're threatening me. I'm going to leave and not come back. I get it. Ian's like, oh, so don't leave now. Okay, good. I get it. I'm with you. Ian said vibe code it. Okay, excellent. What would you say is the biggest thing you get from Evie AI? I'm gonna share this with you because I want everyone to know what you're getting from Evie AI. But I'm gonna do this inside our community because you're all part of this community. And I'm gonna say, what is the biggest benefit you get from Evie AI and this community? Please be as specific as possible. What do you get out of Evie AI so we can understand what is working and what is not working? Oh, I'm just going to say it so we can understand what is working. I don't care about what is not working right now. We'll talk about that at a different time. I don't want to pollute it. I want to see a client wins. I'm going to put an animated GIF. I'm going to write gift. And I'm going to write little alien moving. And I'm going to write post. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each one of you, we only have like 24 people here, or less than 24 people, so it'd be nice, if you can all take a moment and leave a comment inside the community in a very simple way, go into the community, and think about this as a way for you to identify the value that you get for yourself in the community. What value are you getting from Evie AI? So what I hear from people is like, it saves me time. I hear that a lot. It gives me ideas. It gives me the process. It gives me the people. It helps me generate money. It gives me clarity and all this jazz. So if you guys can go into the community and leave it as a comment, that's great. Jim says you're brilliant. What makes you different? You deliver how-to. There are many that offer what, when, but few offer actionable how-tos. Thank you. Sherry said, it's been good. I need to drop off. Owner says, I'm a new user, but I like the willingness to help. Owner, could you put your email in the chat so I can look you up, if you don't mind? Because I'm not sure what your name is. I'd love to look you up because you're a new user. If he puts his email, we'll be able to find his name very quickly. We can do a reverse lookup. You guys know what a reverse lookup is? Okay, so let's just see. Let's see if I can do a quick reverse lookup on you. Let's see if I can put your email somewhere and if your name comes up. I did a reverse lookup. I was able to find your name. I Googled you. Let's see what comes up. There's a lot of obituaries. So interesting. Wow. Love it. Oop, I see you. You're a father? Oh, Justin's father. You're Justin's father. Yay! I know who you are. You're Justin's father. Justin. Justin had me on his podcast. He's an IT guy. I know Justin. Oh, I love that you're Justin's father. That's epic. Justin's father. Justin's father. You make me so happy that you're Justin's father. Thank you for being here, Justin's father. Appreciate you. Wow. I love the way you showed up. As the owner. You showed up as the owner. It's not a joke. Very nice. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any... Oh, so I wanted to show you guys something else. I wanted to show you guys something called 101 questions on LinkedIn. Oh, by the way, so Ian said, ease of use, very helpful community. Lane said, the FEI community is valuable resource, accessible, practical, actionable information. Come here to get real people having real breakthroughs. I'm going to say thank you. Control Enter. Thank you. Control Enter. Okay, so if you guys can add more stuff here, that'd be great. That'd be lovely. One of the things that I love to do is have templates. Now, I have categories of templates, one of them called Article Promo. And this Article Promo, I have the LinkedIn 101 article. You see that? So here's a LinkedIn 101 article that I have. And this LinkedIn 101 article has 101 questions and answers about how to use LinkedIn. So first I write down all the questions. How do you log into LinkedIn? What's the first
Joe,
thing?
excuse me, can you look at WhatsApp, please? Thank you.
Okay. Can I look at WhatsApp? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay, so these are all the top questions. I'm going to send you guys this in the chat so you can look at it. Somebody wanted me to resend the school link so you can comment. I'll put the school link for Jim Banks in the comments. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, I'm looking. There's a lot of stuff. Okay. All right, excellent. Yeah, so I asked over 100 questions here, and I'm going to turn this into, we already have a course called the LinkedIn 101 course, but I'm going to create a more robust course for you guys. Like, for example, what's the difference in a LinkedIn connection, a follower, and a network, and then a newsletter subscriber? You see that? And then I explain the difference in a very detailed way. What's the difference in a first degree, second degree, and third degree connection? You see? I explain. So everything's right here. So I sent you guys to this so you can look at it and go through this. This is like the Bible of LinkedIn 101. It has all the questions, but it also has all the answers. Pretty cool, right? So I build these really strong assets, and I want you to build strong assets in 2026. So one of your goals might be to create 12 golden articles. 12 golden articles that you use. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to create this framework for you guys to understand what are the types of things you can do to add to your goal list. Because you may not even know, you didn't even know that there's a concept called 12 golden articles. And I can show examples of it. So I'll have a whole checklist of things that you can add to your goals, and then you can decide which ones you're going to do for 2026. I think that's the way we're going to do it. We're going to call it a LinkedIn Networking Goals Framework. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a list of goals, and you can decide the quantity, and you can decide if you want to add it to your goals. And at the end, you can say create goals, and it'll create the goals for you. Right? And then you'll have your goals for the year. And then you'll send it to your accountability buddy. You'll even write who your accountability buddy will be on the bottom, and you'll be able to send it to them. And they'll be able to track whether or not you're actually doing your goals or not. I love that. This is great. Thank you guys for helping me brainstorm. My team needs me on a call. That's why they're telling me to go on WhatsApp. So I just want to take a moment to bless you and say thank you very much for being here. May you have all your goals come true. May you have an amazing, abundant year. And may this be the year that you have consistent, whether it's 10K months, Lane, 20K months, 30K months. May you have clarity. May you have passion, pleasure, love, gratitude, only good things in your life. And may you be able to have so much blessing that it overflows and you're able to give it to everyone around you without worrying that you're giving away too much. You get what I'm saying? Like when I give with so much enthusiasm, so much energy, because I know I have everything I need for the next decade. I'm good. I could retire right now. I could be fine. I can get a regular job at Walmart and be fine. I could be a Walmart greeter and take selfies with 1,000 people a day. But I want to do 1,000 selfies a year with LinkedIn connections. I'm not that crazy. If I was that crazy, I would be on the street corner somewhere taking selfies with every person like a maniac. But I want to build real, authentic relationships, and just 1,000. I know that if I have 1,000 raving fans, if I have 1,000 amazing clients, if I have 1,000 people in my life that know me, like me, and trust me, and I know them and like them and trust them, and I have conversations with them every year, and I have these events for them, and I connect them with people, and I make a difference for them, I know that I'll be making an impact in this world without having to go viral, because I do want to remain private. You know what I mean? I don't want the government to know who I am. I don't want the thieves to know who I am. I don't want the people that are trying to attack someone to know who I am. I'm happy just for you to see me. Some people are like, Joe, why are you happy with 7 people looking at your Facebook page? Because I'm happy with these 7 people. These are my friends. I can't talk to 1 billion people at once. You know what I mean? A lot of celebrities have billions and billions of fake people that don't even know who they are, that they're spying on them. Instead, you have 1,000 real people. So that's kind of like my strategy, my philosophy, what I'm into. And then you have 100 people that you're close to, because there's something called Robin Dunbar. There's a Dunbar number. But you'll learn more about that if you read High Energy Networking. Make a list of books that you're going to be reading in 2026, and make sure you add High Energy Networking to be one of them that you buy on Amazon by going to highenergynetworking.com. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thank you for being in my life. I love the idea of having a goal list that you can choose from. Oh my God, I just can't wait to build it. I can't wait to build it.